Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel Anything Under the Sun. For today's video, we have episode number 4 of the Money series, in which we're going to discuss all you should know about credit cards. So many of you watching this video might already be holding credit cards, but just as a quick recap to see what credit cards really are. So these are physical cards and sometimes they can also be virtual cards, but these are cards that you can use to pay for various products or services that you would like to purchase. So this almost sounds like what you would do with a debit card or an ATM card. But the key difference with a credit card is that a credit card would allow you to borrow money and then spend this rather than spending from your own reserve of money. Which means that the institute that is giving you this card is going to charge very high interest rates. And this interest rate is directly proportional to the period that you take to pay back this particular amount or the loan that you have borrowed from this institute. Of course, you see a lot of offers coming in now and then that you have this no cost EMI option with many credit cards, but even with these, there are hidden charges that are usually put forward, which means that there are charges like processing fees and so on, which means with a credit card, you always end up paying a little higher as compared to what you would be paying with a debit card or an ATM card. And the institute that would be offering you this card could be a bank, it could be an NBFC, or it could be other online platforms also these days. So what are the pros of holding a credit card? So these pros could help you decide if you should really go ahead and apply for a credit card and hold one for yourself. So naturally the first or the most important pro is that it gives you easy access to funds. So which means that if you want to go and purchase a product or a service, if you hold a credit card, it means that you can spend up to the limit that is already available on the credit card without worrying about whether you do really have this fund currently or not. You may always get this fund at a later point of time and you can pay back to this particular bank or NBFC. Credit cards are also an important way to help you build a very strong credit history. So credit histories are very important. For example, if you're taking a larger loan, like for example, purchasing a house or purchasing a car sometime in the future, you would always need a good score in terms of your credit history to get that particular loan sanctioned and also to get minimal interest rates on these loans. So credit cards are a good source for you to help build up this strong credit line or credit history. And of course, with credit cards, you see on every platform that you purchase, be it online or offline, there are several offers, coupons, rewards, incentives that are tagged to most of these credit cards, which means you might be saving a lot of money by using credit cards as compared to your debit cards or ATM cards. And of course, there are several fringe benefits like lounge accesses at the airports. You can get free insurance. Maybe it might be a medical insurance, it might be a health insurance, it might be a life insurance that you can get along with your credit card. And you also get other premium services like access to golf courses across the country and so on. And with the option of EMI, you can always break down your payments, meaning that probably your financial stress might be reduced from a month to the next month. So these are a few of the important pros of holding credit cards, which means that of course the other side of the coin would be the cons of holding credit cards. So naturally, the most important con is that there is a high risk of overuse of funds. Say for example, you have a credit card that gives you a limit of 5 lakh spent and you only have about a lakh in your savings account, which means that you go ahead and spend 5 lakhs on this card and the bill comes back saying that you'll have to pay 5 lakhs or the minimum due for this maybe say it is about 35,000. So you go ahead and pay 35,000 now and the remaining 4,65,000 gets carried over to the next month's credit card bill along with an interest that is being levied. So which means that if you keep overusing your funds at some point of time, you will be under financial stress and you will not be able to cover up your credit card bills. So that is the most important con. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, there are high interest rates to the extent of your personal loans are sometimes even higher than your personal loan rates. And of course, there are hidden costs with even the smaller ones like EMIs. There could be a charge for your credit card itself. It could be a monthly charge. It could be an annual charge that you are paying for renewal of your credit card itself. And of course, if you do not use your credit cards wisely, there is a very high chance that you can spoil your own credit card. If you do not pay your credit card bills on time, if you're taking too much time between your payments, then again your credit score and credit history is going to go down the drain. And of course you keep hearing about credit card frauds everywhere, which means that you'll have to be really careful about how to use your credit card, and in case you lose it, you immediately block that particular card so that nobody starts using it. So what is required for you to hold a credit card? Not everybody can hold it. So you need to be an Indian adult citizen. you need to have a particular income range depending on what card you are looking for. A good credit score is definitely required for getting a good credit card. And a few credit cards are available only across a few of the major cities in India, which means your city of residence might also play a factor when you're requesting for a new credit card. And if you hold other credit cards from trustworthy banks, particularly the private ones, then you have a higher chance of getting a premium or a super premium credit card, sometimes even for free. So what are the different types of credit cards and which ones should you go for? Maybe this can help you decide. So there are, depending on the charges that you pay for a card, there are lifetime free cards or LTF cards. There are cards which are free only for the first year, which is the first year free card, or there are cards that are paid right from the point of acquiring this card to even the annual renewal charges. And like I said earlier, depending on the institute that is offering you this card, this can be offered by banks, NBFCs, or other platforms. There are also cards that can be used for personal spends. There are corporate credit cards which come with a few other benefits, and there are special categories like there are credit cards particularly for women, there are credit cards for working women, there are credit cards for students, there are credit cards for army personnel, and so on. And depending on the platform that you choose, you can also go ahead with a card that can either operate on the Visa platform, on the MasterCard, Diners Club, American Express, or even RuPay. So in terms of acceptance, probably Visa and MasterCard would be the most accepted worldwide, followed by maybe American Express and Diners Club, and RuPay also, which is a more recent addition, and it is gaining a lot of importance across the globe again. And depending on the benefits that the card offers, it can be an entry-level card, which would be a very basic card, and you can also go for premium or super premium cards, wherein you would get much more fringe benefits. And these benefits could be across these different categories that are mentioned here. So you can always look at what kind of benefits that you really need and go for a particular card that is tailored to give you that particular benefit, so that you don't really lose out on something and you also enjoy benefits on a day-to-day level. So should you really go for a credit card? I think my opinion is you should at least hold one lifetime credit card, so that you can optimize your finances and you don't always spend from reserve. You can always borrow and always pay by the time you get your credit card, not just the minimum due, also the full amount, so that you can spend that particular pay cycle in managing your money, and it helps you in optimizing your finances. But before you do this, you should always ask yourself, are you somebody who is an impulsive buyer? If you are, and you always tend to overspend, probably debit card is a better option for you, because you would run the risk of overspending when you hold a credit card. And also, like I said, please do check if the fringe benefits of your card would definitely suit your use. It's of no use if you get a card which is giving you access to golf courses if you're never going to use that. So if that is the only benefit that your credit card offers you, probably it's time for you to close that card and move on to something that would give you, say, dining offers or movie offers if you're somebody who's going to use these on your day-to-day life. And also see if the regular offers on Amazon, on Flipkart, if your card is being featured there, which means that you get to save a lot whenever you do your grocery purchase or whatever spends you do on these online platforms. And it's very important that we follow a few tips so that we don't fall in the vicious cycle of this overspending and the financial stress that the credit cards always bring to us. So do not hold too many credit cards. So allocate a modest card limit per card. Even if your card issuer says that you have a limit of, you can increase it up to 10 lakhs, probably if you think you would be somebody who is overspending, maybe keep it at a much lower limit, because most of the time the card limit is your choice, and you can always tell the bank that you don't need such a high limit, and I'm okay with just keeping even 50,000 or 70,000 per card. And always maybe go for the lifetime free cards, unless you really feel that the benefits that you get with the paid cards are something that you would really use. And it's very important that you do not spend more than 30% of your card limit. Say for example, the card limit on your particular credit card is 1 lakh. Maybe you do not go beyond 35,000, or not more than 40,000 at least, so that your credit history also remains strong. The more you spend on your limit, the lower your credit history is going to become. So it's not that in a single month of the year, if you spend more than 30%, that is always okay. But recurrent spends of more than 30% of your card limit month after month would definitely get your credit history or credit score lower. And always prefer to use your credit card just like how you would use your ATM card, which means that if you are sure that you're going to be able to pay for whatever purchase you made on the credit card at the end of the month, then go ahead and spend. But if you feel that you are doubtful if you would be able to pay back whatever you're spending, then probably don't go ahead and use a credit card on that. Pay bills on time, it's very very important, and preferably always try to pay the total amount due and not just the minimum amount, so that you avoid all these interest charges that are there on credit cards. And you can also time your billing cycles wisely. This may not be available across all the banks, but most of the banks allow you to choose your own billing cycle. It can be from the 1st of the month to the 30th of the month, or it can be from the 15th of the month to the 15th of the next month. So depending on how you want to manage your finances, you can very well time your billing cycles. And for example, if you hold two credit cards, you can time one from the 1st to the 30th and the other from the 15th to the 15th of the next month, so that you can manage your finances very very well. And preferably try to avoid withdrawing cash from your credit cards, because again, the charges for ATM withdrawals from using your credit card is going to be really expensive. I'm not going into the depth of this table, but maybe you can pause this section of the video to look at a few of the suggestions of credit cards that probably I would recommend if you're looking for a new credit card, or if you're looking for a secondary credit card that you would like to use. Maybe you can just have a look at this particular table. So just to wrap up this video, I think my suggestion is you can hold a credit card, at least one credit card which is lifetime free, which would also offer you some sort of lifestyle benefits, some sort of offers and discounts which can help you save on your day-to-day expenses. Only if you are sure that you would not be overspending with that credit card. And if you are going ahead and applying for a credit card, ensure that you use your credit cards very wisely and do not get trapped in all of the financial stress that credit cards can bring along. So thank you very much for watching our video. And if you've not already subscribed to our channel, please do click on subscribe and also tap the bell icon right next to it, so that you receive updates whenever we do post videos on our channel. And in case you like this video, please do click on the like button. Please do leave a comment below. That is very important for us to gain some feedback on whether this is relevant, or also please do post contents that you would like to see in the upcoming videos. And please do share this with your friends, relatives and loved ones. So thank you very much for watching this video. See you. Take care.